Hey everyone, welcome to our colourful political drama. Exciting twists are about to unfold. Unfortunately, the president's supplies, like tasty food, are eagerly sought. Rubber shoes, shirts, flyers, should all birthday gifts. On Jin Yun Fan's side, it's like a bad comedy. He's already weakened by buying the opposing party's uniforms, utterly out of the competition. Subtitles. Chang Do suddenly had a brilliant inspiration and decided to put on an act of pretending to be the enemy, which is truly a fresh approach of making friends with the foe. He made his team wear the rival party's uniforms, knocking door to door, softly saying the cruelest words, "Your supplies are with me." This move was a game of human nature. Chang Da's tricks left Park Chung-hee heartbroken. It was like he gave the looted supplies a makeover. His aides were scratching their heads trying to figure things out when suddenly Jin Yun Fan began to showcase his gift-giving strategy. So, they decided to catch him off guard during a joint speech, weaponizing this evidence against Jin Yun Fan. Subtitles. Everyone is eagerly anticipating Jin Yun Fan's use of a super speech to turn the tide, as this promises to be a spectacular show that involves far more than just the issue of votes. With a few words, he turned the tide. Chang Da sighed in relief, admiring Jin Yun Fan more. In 1967, the winning candidate from the Wu-Po district was Jin Yun Fan from the New Democratic Party. It was practically his victory feast. Soon, Park Chung-hee set his sights on Chang Da and sent his deputy to befriend the genius. However, when Chang Da was gazing at a box filled with cash, he surprisingly hesitated for a full 3 seconds before categorically declining their kind invitation. Minister Kin roared furiously like a cockroach, then left reluctantly, following orders. Chang Da escaped this crisis, but the other party's words made him realize he might just remain a shadow. This thought is quite demoralizing. If you want to change this situation, just hit me up. I'm here to help. The person evading reality dreams of living as a shadow forever, and right now, he's only playing a game of hide and seek. He must seek chances as the president extends his term, legend like watch your step in the party. Second place Kim Lion Tiger and third place Lee Han-sang geared up to leap over first place Jiang Ren-chan to compete. They even teamed up desperately to seek out elite minorities in the party, while Chang Do was completely in the dark. However, the two gentlemen planned to join forces and create a 40-year-old alliance. He hoped to inject fresh blood into the party, and Li Han thought that the elite with no background were the easiest to manipulate. Unfortunately, Chang Do didn't underestimate him, and his aides were brainstorming ways to encourage the elite to challenge. They are like a comedy set to air, yet the ending chills. Chang Do saw the situation clearly. Just when the situation was at a standstill, Jin Yun Fan's potential fully emerged, and he finally became the presidential candidate for the new party. Yet at this moment, Kim Lion Tiger and Lee Han-sang had already secured 70% of the votes, and Chang Do seized the opportunity to weave his web. Chang Da realized that Jin Yun Fan must seize this right to move forward amid the gaps. However, his aides were completely dismissive, believing he should avoid drawing too much attention. Yet sometimes the power of emotion can surpass cold hard data, and they teamed up to take action. Hence, Jin Yun Fan's votes quietly surged, going unnoticed by many. The internal dynamics of the New Democratic Party revitalized, and his aides were all smiles. Kim Lion Tiger specially reached out to Jin Yun Fan, hoping to trade party positions. Meanwhile, Lee Han-sang watched from the sidelines, starting to feel a bit doubtful. But Chang Da didn't want to let this opportunity slip away. This marvelous deal was about to be unveiled, and his dream became clearer with each rehearsal. However, Jin Yun Fan aimed for the joint election, firmly believing that even in defeat, chances would arise. With a misty target after the fog, Chang Da was determined not to remain a shadow anymore, but to march towards his bright path. After nights of planning, Jin Yun Fan visited Lee Han-sang's home the next day to persuade, claiming the party presidency would become reality by following him. But Lee Han-sang wasn't a fool. No one would fall for it easily, so he decisively turned it down. Taking advantage of the opportunity, Chang Da discreetly inserted a business card containing his contact information into one of the magazines, patiently awaiting the moment when Lee Han-sang would come across it, at which point he couldn't wait any longer and promptly dialed the number. Li Hansan was curious about Jing Yunfan's shadow, but was equally unwilling to bow down. Soon, factions united. When results were announced, Chang Da was most nervous. The final outcome was unexpected. A 478 invalid votes led to no candidates securing a majority. So half an hour later, they'll have to vote again, and Chang Da's plot would fully unfold. Meanwhile, Kim Lion Tiger was looking dejected with a frown on his face, sensing that he was gradually losing his grip and balance, fervently hoping that Chang Da's strategy would receive sufficient approval and support. Sitting face to face with Chang Da, Li Hansang suddenly came to the realization that he had fallen into a trap, and instantly his heart was filled with extreme caution. This was definitely a political showdown, and both sides prepared for the final arms race. Kim Lion Tiger angrily attempted to stop them. It was time to see the true nature of the political scene. That's a wrap for today's story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.